People will seek out and pursue the highest and choicest parts of the things they desire, and there is nothing wrong in that. Most people believe that they can go to the university and come out with a degree that says they know all things about their given subject and are experts. But in reality, that diploma says that they have been through the required course of study and preparation, and says nothing else. Experience in one's field and time practiced in it is what makes the pro. Far too many look for instant gratification. They want the steps spelled out, extracting what they feel is the real juice and leaving aside the pulp in order to fast track their way to success. And they desire to be a respected authority in their field. These days, Orthodox Christianity is becoming popular for any variety of reasons, some better than others. And so there are those who desire not just orthodoxy, they want to equal the Holy Fathers, perhaps even outdo them, and become great mystics. I have said many times in these chats that there are no such outlines, steps, or syllabus. To think you can achieve these things in this way is the product of egoism and intellectualism. And you can know the fruit by its tree. I don't think I need to elaborate on that. Listening to these so-called experts or reading a single book does not make you Orthodox or even a catechumen. That is determined by entering a course of study under the guidance of a priest in the local parish or those appointed by him to assist in this. The move from catechumen to Orthodox Christian comes through baptism and chrismation. That is akin to graduating school. But you are not finished. Now the real task comes of developing this mindset, living it, and putting it into practice. Any ambitions of teaching or becoming clergy is still a good way off, determined by the elders in charge and with consideration of the individual's progress. But we do appreciate the newbie's zeal. They will help and encourage you along the way, but there is no such thing as taking heaven by storm. Lucifer already tried that, and we know the results. There is also an erroneous belief among certain Catholics that the Orthodox are an adjunct expression of Rome. They may both have common roots, but Rome evolved and manifested in a different way, while Orthodoxy carefully preserved the ancient. In other words, Romanism does not entitle anyone to be an expert in Orthodoxy or to claim its heritage. No one can teach mysticism. A person may be guided but never taught. I have always called Orthodoxy a way of life. I can liken it to a 6-lane highway. You may take any of the lanes, be they fast or slow. You can also travel the surface road or even the footpath beside it. But they all lead in the same direction, going to the same destination. It is a lifetime journey. Others have traveled this journey before us, leaving the roadmap and even their postcards along the way. These are the teachings of the saints and the Holy Fathers. No two journeys are ever exactly the same because we are not all the same. But their words of wisdom and encouragement are there as guides and signposts for us. Orthodox mysticism is one of the many products of these paths. It is not something inherently guaranteed to anyone. Rather, it is a gift from above to those who have excelled. It is not something you can strive for. It is rather the fruit of your own labor, and those who do achieve this also leave their postcards for new travelers. Orthodoxy draws on a vast, rich culture of its own. All of its components speak in a language of symbols. The icons can be the very first lesson once the individual learns to distinguish them from art for art's sake. There is religious art, and then there are true icons. That can be the first mistake people will make. The icons speak through symbols in ways that transcend language. Languages may come, evolve, and go. The symbols speak in a universal language that can be understood within the individual, somewhat like the international signage, which also needs no words. From there, one can begin to see the scriptures, services, prayers, and traditions of this rich culture also as iconic. But this happens slowly, gradually, as the individual grows and is capable of comprehending new levels. A beautiful, fragrant rose cannot be forced into bloom. It takes time to nurture the bush and wait for the buds. And all this time, you will need to learn to navigate the thorns as you go. There are no shortcuts. There is no other way. An egocentric approach, such as intellectual orthodoxy or soulless AI, might inspire scholastic conversation, but it does not produce the true understanding of the heart. One doesn't even need to be literate to achieve this. It comes from the experience of traveling the path. Anything else would be various degrees of Phariseeism. It is not the letter of the law, but the spirit of the law that matters. So, if you are still here listening to my words, I encourage you to start at the beginning with the basics, upon which foundations can be laid, one step and day at a time. Learn the path and the rich language of symbols. The rest will come in time if you are dedicated and diligent. And we have our holy Theotokos, whose eternal prerogative is to lead all sincere seekers to that cave in which she gives birth to her son. That cave is within you. And when the experience there is completed, you will also know the second cave, the one from which the Christ within shall rise. My blessings and most sincere wishes for your advancement.